My name's Spencer Watts. For years, I've been making food shows in cities all across Canada. But here's the deal. I've rarely stepped off set to explore what's just beyond the city. That's what this series is about, taking the time to stop, explore, and meet the people who make these small towns thrive. The artisans, the bakers, the chefs, each with a story to tell, and in each town, a hidden gem bursting with character and community love. Rural Ontario has so much to offer. So many incredible stories waiting to be told, and I'm ready to dive right in. Carleton Place is a town shaped by water. This river, once a highway of industry, moved logs for the mills, and most importantly, brought the people together. And where there are people, there's usually beer. That's what I'm here to talk about. Beer, the lifeblood of small towns, the drink of hard-working hands of long days and well-earned nights. Carleton Place has a brewing past, about history poured into every glass, and of course, I'll be drinking a few cold ones along the way. But before I dive headfirst into beer, I think I need a little history lesson, because if you want to understand a place, the people, and the culture, you gotta start with the past. So first stop, the Carleton Place Museum, a small house packed with big stories. Inside, I'm meeting Jennifer and Aidan, two people who know this town better than just about anyone. They know the triumphs, the tragedies, the strange little details that most people have long forgotten. And before I raise a glass to the brewing past, I want to know everything. What sort of things did that river bring to the community at the beginning?
Well, before Europeans came, there were indigenous peoples here, of course, and they would have used it for fishing. They used it for travel, certainly, to get around. And they harvested wild rice up in Mississippi Lake. There's at least 3 wild rice beds.
Wow. And did they plant that in there, or is that something that existed that they found that they started to cultivate?
I think it
say
just,
like, hey, we could use this.
Exactly, that's it.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
cool.
there and they used it.
Cool. I'm assuming they used the water from the Mississippi
That's right.
to make for the distillery?
That's right.
That's cool. I guess when you're making booze, you just need some sort of water source. Although this isn't going to make a lot of whiskey. That's very tiny.
This
one.
is 1820, so the river was actually pretty clean at that point.
I guess that was before major industry,
Yeah, this
so
was-
they could.
This is early settlers, right? So
Yeah.
1818, new families are coming over. They got to start making some brew.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is ginger beer then kind of what we know as ginger beer now?
Yes, but ginger beer then was probably a lot more alcoholic
Okay.
than some of the stuff we're drinking now.
Right.
But yeah, basically late 1800s, ginger beer was the thing, the drink around Carleton Place. We had 4 different manufacturers, but the most successful was Adam Bean.
And what was that inspired by? Is it like a popular drink of choice that came over with somebody and they said, hey, we got this body
More
of
than
water?
likely, yeah. Something that they used to drink back home before they came here. And
Yeah.
I think it was pretty relatively easy to make, so.
Like a creature comfort almost.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
making ginger beer.
Yeah.
And then obviously that transitioned into beer.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you consider this Carleton Place's first craft brewery?
This is probably Carleton Place's first craft brewery, as far as my knowledge goes.
And how, like some of these labels look, can I say old? Like how old is this stuff?
Old enough. I would say 30, 35 years probably when they first started.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've amassed a collection of many different labels, many different bottles that came out of there.
It's got a good, like, the label's got like this good Canadian feeling, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, for sure.
It's super cool. Like what would happen if we drank this whole beer?
I don't know. We'll see how you feel.
Let's get her open. No, I won't. I'll just leave that here in the museum. Well, it's just kind of interesting because I'm hanging out with 2 guys who run craft breweries right now, and this seems like Hart was like ahead of its time
Yeah.
for something that old, where craft breweries right now are taking off and they're so popular.
Dime a
This
dozen.
seems like ahead of its time,
Yep.
and kind of like that was the spark that lit the flame for other craft breweries to
Yeah,
come
exactly.
to the place.
Exactly. Yep.
Which is cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's neat. And the jacket, dude.
Oh, gotta have the jacket.
Seriously, it's like the Mighty Ducks
Oh,
meet
man.
beer.
One of a kind.
Is it for sale?
No
I
way.
would-
No way.
Damn it.
Even though Carleton Place has a population that you could fit into a New York skyscraper, it can still support 2 breweries that are a 10-minute walk away from each other. So why not dine in one of the oldest buildings in town, the Bolton House? Part history, part hospitality, all heart. A restaurant that understands that great meals aren't just about feeding people, they're about bringing them together. And today, that's exactly what we're doing. 3 hungry men and a table full of indulgence. Lobster pasta, rich and silky, is the kind of dish that makes you close your eyes at first bite. Calamari, crisp, delicate, kissed by the perfect amount of salt, and scallops. Cooked just right, golden on the outside, tender in the center, and the ocean's finest gift to those who know how to treat it with respect. And of course, there's beer, because a meal like this deserves to be washed down with something local, something cold, something brewed with the same kind of care that went into every plate in front of us.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
It's so good when it's cold.
So that's a Dr. Feelgood West Coast style IPA.
Why is it called West Coast style?
Because in
Is it because I'm from the West Coast?
it's just for you,
Okay.
yeah. No, it was originally developed on the West Coast with some of those new hop varieties,
Oh,
like
cool.
Cascade and Centennial. That would be household
Yeah.
names nowadays in hops.
Yeah, it's not super bitter, which I like. Because sometimes IPAs can be, you got to hang on for that ride.
Sure, it's supported with a lot of flavor hops. So at the end of the process, we add a lot of hops for that nice aroma, which
Yeah.
supports the flavor, which makes that bitterness pleasing,
Cool.
not just kind of coming out of nowhere.
It's safe to say you're a beer nerd.
That's probably safe to
Yeah.
say.
How many like test runs did it take before you made a beer that you were like, I'd sell this?
And I look at brewing beer like labs, to be honest with you. Like, you have all your ingredient list, you got your variables and your method for it, and then when you're talking about trying to perfect it, you just play around with those variables, right? And you try
Right.
and get the best batch you can make. I homebrewed for like 10 years before we opened up.
Being 2 craft brewers in such a small town, I mean, you guys seem so friendly, but is there like a rivalry, or is it like the sense of community here is crazy to me, and like everybody is like,
Adam and the boys opened up before me. 2016, I think, is when we decided to go ahead with our project. And so the first thing I did was walk over to Stalwart. I tried his beer. Actually, the Big Papa was the first beer of yours I tried, because that was one of your original ones, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I walked over to Stalwart right away, and I introduced myself. I said, hey, my name's Ro, and I stuck my hand out to
that
him.
is so cool.
Because the way we look at it is we do completely different styles of beer.
There's like a sense of identity, but like
Yep.
you guys aren't playing the same song.
So we don't think we're in competition, really. What we look at is between the 2 breweries here, we probably have something for everybody in town.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
cool.
it's not a one or the other.
Okay, and then I heard that you guys live beside each other.
We are neighbors, yeah.
Okay, so who
Small town.
was first?
Again, me, but no.
Yeah. We love it. Like we were open like since 2018 there, and it was this August that my wife and I decided to move into town instead of commuting into town. And
Yeah.
it was just because of the people we met, the friends that we've made, and all that stuff, and the support that this town offers. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Very cool.
Very happy that we're here.
Yeah, me too. Cheers to that, man.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Thanks.
Hey, Rob. Hey, Adam.
Rose Beer isn't chasing the latest hop craze. It's rooted in history. And here, inside this big, beautiful brewery, that philosophy is on full display. Massive stainless steel kettles, towering fermenters, a place built for serious brewing, and running the show, Sheldon, a brewmaster who knows that sometimes the best way forward is looking back.
A couple questions. How much beer can you fit into one of those things, and how long does it have to stay in there before you can go into a can?
When we fill these up after a couple of brew days, there's about 21 hex, which is about 2,100 liters. So,
Wow.
put that into perspective, that would be what, 40 kegs?
Yeah.
Roughly 40.
You get
40
three
of the
elephants
50
hammered
liter,
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could, I suppose.
See, this process I find absolutely fascinating. So do you brew like one varietal at a time, or
When we brew, we're just brewing one beer. From the day we brew it to the day it's coming out of the taps, we have a self-imposed kind of minimum time of 5 weeks. But
Okay.
in reality, it's more oftentimes closer to 6 to 7 weeks.
The canning line, a seamless rhythm of industry. It's all machinery here, but there's a beauty to it. A hypnotic dance of steel, pressure, and precision. And if there was ever a process that deserved a classical music soundtrack, this is it.
It's 4 main ingredients in all of our beers.
Wow.
So the longer that it can sit at a colder temperature, the more it can clarify and things can sit to the bottom. And also because we don't like to waste anything, we recapture the yeast as well, and we'll use that for the next batch.
Yeah.
And we'll use that for as long as it's good. Yeah.
Well, let's go taste some beers.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, get to the good part, huh?
There's a rhythm to it. The way the beer flows, smooth and steady, mirroring the river that shaped this town. The color, gold, rich, glowing. But this isn't just good beer. It's tradition. It's history. It's the product of patience, of skill, and knowing that some things don't need to be rushed. Every sip tells a story of the people who brewed it, the town that inspired it, the legacy that lingers long after the glass is empty. And me, I'm just lucky to drink to that.
All right, there you go, Spencer.
What do we got?
That is our Beer Garden Blonde Hellas,
a good looking
5%.
beer.
Yeah, it's nice. It's our number
Yeah.
one seller. Very good everyday drinking beer. Smooth, crisp, refreshing.
It's got a little bit of sweetness.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and a little kick of hop at the
That's,
end. That's my kind of beer.
Perfect.
There's so many beers out there, from stouts, but like a blonde. This style of blonde is my favorite beer.
It's a great beer all year long.
Like, how did you land on the name and on the brand and
This
get
is
to
all,
this?
the whole project is inspired from my time in Salzburg.
Okay.
So I used to be a high school teacher there. And I was teaching at an American international school,
Mm-hmm.
but I would frequent the beer gardens there regularly, right? Weekend trips to Munich, Vienna, wherever, Prague. Fell in love with the beer, the culture, all that stuff. And then after almost 10 years of teaching, I thought I'd try something different.
Okay.
So then me and my dad wanted to open up this place. So I moved back home and here we are.
Wow.
Yeah. It's funny because these are super traditional beers, right? They've been brewing them forever over there. But when we opened up here, we became like a niche brewery because we weren't trying anything fancy or different. We just wanted to make traditional European style beers.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I appreciate
Nailed
that.
it.
Thank
yeah.
you.
But it's like the glass and it's the whole thing that
Oh,
makes
of
it.
course.
And then the product in there. I really like that little sweetness in there.
It's all from the malts.
So good. Yeah.
Glad you like it, yeah.
Every sip tastes like you want one more.
And then there's the conversations, the continued stories, the easy laughter, the kind of warmth that only comes from sharing a pint with good people.
What is it about this place that makes you want to sit here and have a pint of beer besides the obvious?
The sun shining in. Moreau is an amazing guy.
Yeah,
He's a
he really
big
is.
part of the community, right? And you know the other nice thing is you got stalwarts.
Do you?
been
And
to.
so I was going to ask. Do you go over to Star Wars?
Of course, they're members of our bike club.
Yeah. I feel like Carleton Place needs its own like theme song and flag and like some sort of parade every year. Like it's kind of like so original. It really is. Oh, cheers, man. Sure. Boom. It's so funny when you go into like rural Canada and you find little places like Carleton Place and you would never know, but you spend a few minutes here and you're like, everybody needs to know about this, but don't let everybody know about it, right? Like keep it a little bit of a secret. Yeah. Cheers, fellas.
It's safe to say Braumeister is all about tradition, and Stalwarts is all about rebellion. Adam's beers don't tiptoe around flavor. They hit hard, big hops, deep malts, attitude in every sip. These aren't beers made to blend in, they're made to stand out. This is craft beer with an edge, and tonight I'm more than happy to drink on the wild side.
When I came in here, I was like, I wonder where the name Stalwart came from, and then I saw that behind me. And how did you land on that for the name and the brand?
It took a while. We went through quite a number of names, but we were looking for something that hadn't been taken already. But between the US and the UK, that was quite a number of breweries. But something about the idea of solidity and sort of strength, durability, I liked.
Yeah.
And it tied into with our beer just being maybe a little fuller flavored, a little more bold.
Yeah. What's the highest amount of alcohol in any of your beers?
The Bachelor Double IPA at 8.8 would be up there, but it's a really...
And what is it?
8.8. But again,
8.8?
you wouldn't know it. It's really easy drinking.
Okay.
It's very nice.
And this is a beautiful flight of art
Oh, thank you.
and beverage. Okay, take me through the first one. Let's get into
the
it.
first two are seltzers, which is a new thing that we've developed. So we've got fizzy peach and vanilla orange.
Okay.
They're all crisp and dry, 4.5%. And we were going for a little mix of whimsy and nostalgia.
And what made you do the seltzer?
Well, it was for 2 years running, it was the biggest new category of growth in the LCBO. So we thought, well, hey, if people are drinking them, we should be making them.
And do they perform well?
Yeah, they've been a big hit. We've been doing them for a couple of years. And,
Cool. They're easy to drink.
Well, they're fermented, which is nice. So it doesn't taste like Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a little more nuance
life,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's this one?
So that's Down by the River, which is a pale ale.
Very fitting name.
We did at one time have a van down by the river, and we're Neil Young fans, so it all kind of worked.
I thought it was a Chris Farley reference.
Or sorry, for sure.
Living in a
Yeah,
van
you got
down
it.
by the river.
You got it. Yeah.
That's nice.
So easy drinking, but again, it's something that's fuller flavored because we come from that
does.
sort of swashbuckling homebrewer tradition, let's
Yeah.
say, where we're not afraid of breaking with tradition.
Yeah. I like how it's a proper flight. So you go from lightest to darkest, and I love the color of this one.
So that's the same one that you saw at lunch. That's the Big Papa Pale Ale.
Okay, cool. What makes this unique?
Well, it's got peach and apricot in it, but
Yeah.
as I usually say, it's a beer with some fruit in it, but it's not a fruit beer. It's definitely a beer first, but it gives a nice accent. I see sometimes people like an English pale ale. Mm-hmm. I'll point them towards that, or if they...
It's got some good complexity. It's pretty refreshing, lays on the tongue really good. These are all really, really light and easy drinking, but I find that this one's like a little bit of complexity, but it's also easy on the palate and good flavor.
This one's a great food beer. Like I paired it with
Yeah.
everything from cheese to ice cream.
It's really hard to pick a favorite.
Well, here's that chocolate porter that you were
Oh my goodness.
lauding for your...
It smells like a chocolate bar.
So we've got some lovely cocoa nibs that we put in after fermentation there from our friends up the road at Hummingbird Chocolate. So they're what's kind of cool is they're a bean to bar chocolate maker. So
Right.
So
It does taste like this is like I find that this is like an adults only game. You know, like this is serious business.
Yeah, that's
right. We're not messing around.
we're reading a book by the fireside.
Yes, this is some intent. Like we're gonna have a major breakthrough here, or some sort of discovery. That's delicious. That would pair really well with food too. It's just like adventurous beer, and I like it. It's bold, but it's classy at the same time and balanced. Hats off, man. So good.
Appreciate it.
After a full day of beer, stories, and watching the craft in action, how could I not step into the kitchen and cook something inspired by it?
First of all, cheers, you guys. Yeah, very interesting being at both of your places. So cool. And I got really inspired when I had the Route 21. It made me think of eating dim sum. So you eat like really like big, robust food with lots of flavor, lots of umami chili, and then you have like a cold, crisp beer. So that's the vibe I went for. So I made some shrimp wontons, but the broth is made with your beer, and it has like this really cool bitterness to it. And then in the broth I put chicken stock, dried mushrooms, ginger, scallion. Just gave it some time to cook down. So let's dive in. It's the first beer wonton broth I've ever made, but
All right.
I think it'll break your heart.
Smells delicious.
Let's do it. It's got a little bitterness in the broth, but it's super flavorful. It works so well.
Yeah, with the chili crisp especially.
Good, yeah.
I think I can actually notice a little bit like of the beer in it,
Yeah.
but not as a beer flavor. You know what I mean? Yeah, that complements really
yeah.
nice. That's
It,
really
like washes your mouth out, you're ready for another bite.
Yeah, that's really good.
The broth is like 80% beer, 20% chicken.
Really?
stock. Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't
really-
have I wouldn't have guessed.
Then the Thriller chocolate porter, like those deep cocoa notes and that chocolate made me think of mole. And mole is when you use like a lot of dried chilies in Mexican cuisine and then they finish it with chocolate. And then I thought of birria tacos. Birria, which is like a celebratory taco. It's crispy on the outside, and then the beef that's in it is cooked down, kind of like you would make a beef bourguignon, but instead of all of those Italian vegetables and mirepoix, you kind of interchange that for the dried chilies, and then I nailed it with chocolate porter. And then, so this is the broth that all that beef was cooked in. So the idea is like you pick up the taco, dip it in the broth like a beef dip, and then put it in your face.
You got it.
So let's get into it. So good.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a very unique flavor.
A lot of the deep Mexican chili and then
but it's really
the chocolate in the beer is killer.
You normally wouldn't think of a chocolate porter that's 7.5% as a palate cleanser.
That's a huge
Yeah, that's like, oh, that's
great.
that's great.
Yeah,
was
it does
really-
go well together. Right?
It was really fun having the beers and then getting to be able to cook with them and make something a little special for you guys. I felt like you treated me like royalty today, so
We
like in
appreciate all of
true
it.
Carlton Place fashion, this is just me giving back. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Food and drink are more than what's on the plate or in the glass. They're about people, the people who make them, the people who share them, and the stories that come with every bite and every sip. And in Carlton Place, those stories are just everywhere. And that's worth raising a glass to.